From wherever you're joining us from, hello and welcome to Her Essence. I'm your host, Soni Masharia. Buckle up, let's go. Thank you so much for your engagement, your comments. We appreciate you as the Her Essence family. Continue interacting with us and let us know what you want to see as content in this channel, because you know why. I got you. So today we talk about breast cancer, and breast cancer is one of the most one of those things that happen to you and you don't know what to do, and it's rapidly growing in this country, ladies, young women. Because one thing you should know is breast cancer is not about men, and it's not about women only. It also affects men, but happens to women very rapidly. So the one thing we know is that breast cancer happens to be the mass of cells that is in your breast, and it becomes cancerous. And now from there's a whole treatment process on how to handle this. With me today is my very, very amazing, I happen to be her cousin, Sophia, a survivor, a very strong lady at that. Hi, Sophia.
Hi, how are you?
Fine, thank you. Can just look at the camera and introduce yourself.
Okay, my name is Sophia Wamboi Kiare. I'm 23 years old. I was diagnosed with breast cancer last year when I was 23 still. And I've been undergoing treatment since until now.
Welcome to Wema Tv.
No, thank you.
You're welcome. I'm very comfortable. We'll just take it slow, yeah.
Thank you.
I want us to start from the beginning of your journey. How are you diagnosed? What was your age then? You had said earlier, but you can repeat that.
Oh, when I was diagnosed, I was 23 years old. I had just turned 23.
Yeah.
So it was like before I turned 23, some months before, I had noticed something.
Yeah.
When you touch your breasts, normally mine was not like voluntary, it was just involuntary.
Yeah.
Then I felt something. At first I was like, it's not
kawaida.
But then it was like, no, let me just confirm, because just to know.
Yeah.
Then I went to a local hospital and they were like, no, and come back. That time I was on my period, so they were like, maybe it's just because you're on your period.
Yeah.
But they told me to come back. That date they gave me to come back, I did not go back because I had an interview.
Yeah.
So I won't go. After that, my boobs started growing bigger. That's when I got alarmed and went to hospital.
Yeah, you have said about you are 23 years old. Mm-hmm. What was the first day? Because you're young, and it does. We have this assumption, rather it's a myth, or we may not know, but it doesn't happen to young women so much. What was your reaction, or what made you go to hospital?
Actually, mostly it was there was pain first of all, but you just want to know what is happening. The wanting to know what is happening to you. Yeah. That's what took me to hospital in the first. Yeah.
Okay, because there's this thing, if you have a family member that has been through it, was it one of the reasons why you actually said, let's now go to hospital and see what's happening?
But you are in denial.
Yeah.
You can't be, it can't be that. Maybe, yes, I had an aunt who passed away due to breast cancer, but I was still in denial.
Yeah.
But it was also it was like more educative, because you have the background info, so you are like, this is how it starts. So we are just going to hospital to prove us right or wrong.
Yeah. Because I want you to take me to the time you are told that you actually have it. How did you feel?
When I actually, it was a fast process, because it happened during the time Corona was up peak.
Yeah.
So the doctors were like doing it in a hurry so that they can get me the best medication, considering that some hospitals were closing down.
Yeah.
So the doctor called me and my mom. So we went, and the doctor started saying what had the results. Like, we had done a biopsy, so he was just explaining what he had found and how I will start treatment, and he recommended me to a doctor in a private hospital so I can start treatment. At first, I was shocked, obviously, because I had lost an aunt less than 2 years before. And I was like, auntie did not even last 1 year after she was diagnosed. So probability is, hata mimi,
That's
1 year will not end.
Yeah.
But the doctor was like, no, people differ, people are different. Your aunt was fighting other diseases because she had diabetes and BP. But you're just normal, it's just breast cancer. We can deal with this, we can fight this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I feel like we're having a family member who has passed through that, and you might think that's the same route your life will take. I can imagine how that is hard. Yeah. But now let's continue to this, and now let's talk about the treatment plan. What sort of treatment did you have to go through, and what did it make you feel, and the most challenging thing?
Okay, when the doctor recommended me to a private hospital, I went there and we spoke to the main oncologist there. She took us through what I was going through. She talked about she explained my diagnosis further.
Yeah.
So then she started talking about my treatment plan. That is, she talked about chemo, and MRM, that is the mastectomy, then the radiotherapy, then another series of targeted therapy. Then in conclusion, I'll have hormonal therapy.
Okay, because thinking about all this, and you're young, and you have to digest all things, and you have to go through this process, I can imagine. Do you feel like as a society, we young women have been prepared for this journey? Because I personally wouldn't make it.
Nobody is prepared for this journey.
Yeah.
Nobody, because people my age don't get cancer, get breast cancer. Cancer is mostly established to be an older people disease, and most people who get cancer are older. The young people, mostly, it's not even breast cancer, it's other different cancers. But breast cancer, we have few. Like where I go to hospital, we are like, the young ones, we are like 2 or 3. Yeah, we are very few. But it just happened.
Yeah, you actually. But you're strong. Anyway, going back to you being 23. 23 is the stage you get to know yourself, build relationships, have friends that will last you forever. Yeah? Has that affected it?
Obviously, yeah, it has affected me. When I was first diagnosed, the thing I did was push people away. I don't know.
Why is that?
You just feel they don't understand you, and if you tell somebody you're sick, they just treat you differently. They're like, they're more caring, like they don't interact with you the same way.
And you don't want to be treated
And I
different.
don't want to be treated differently.
Because I can imagine all of a sudden you have this whole life to you, and you can do anything, but again now your friends have to treat you specially because they had this. I can imagine that's actually some sort of stigmatization if you think about it.
Actually, there are friends I have who have never told I am sick.
Is it the fear of how they will react?
Yeah.
Or you just don't want to seem vulnerable to them?
I don't want them to treat me differently. I just want them to treat me the way they usually treat me.
Kawaida.
Yeah.
You have talked about the treatment plan. What is the most challenging thing you have faced?
Oh, chemotherapy. Chemotherapy is a lot. A lot. Chemotherapy, you're going to hospital to receive this drug, which is supposed to be good for you, but it will affect you. The side effects are way just too much.
But you made it.
Yeah.
You made it. Okay, let's not, on a general level, let's talk about dieting. How has that changed? Because I feel like you have this whole, at my age, our age, 20 to around 30, you can eat anything, and you don't have this whole cautious about healthy, and now you have a strict diet plan. How was it for you?
It was not easy because we love junk. We love junk, and junk loves us.
Yeah, mutual relationship.
Yeah, it's a mutual relationship. So you had to change that. Add more fruits.
Yeah.
Add water, vegetables, eat balanced diet. The doctor was like, eat balanced diet and a lot of water.
Yeah.
Water in its own is a medicine on its own because it helps with everything. Even after the chemo, it helped. Like the chemo used to stay in my body for like say 9-10 days. That is like 5 of those I'm not well. So
Oh yeah.
to be able to push the drugs out of my system, I needed a lot of water,
Yeah.
So that one used to help. And yes, the doctor was, the first time she told me, she was like, you can eat chips, but once in 2 months. And if you're eating chips, don't eat it as if the world is coming to an end.
Because it's going to affect you.
Because it's supposed to affect. Actually, she was like, stay away from all fried things.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I love fruits.
Looking at you, this positive, radiant, and one thing I've learned about you is you're actually really strong. What builds to that? What has made Sophia that strong? Because I feel like I probably wouldn't be that strong.
First of all, I'll think God.
Yeah.
God, it has all been God all through the way, God. Then my mom, I have a strong woman for a mother. She's so strong. She was there for my aunt when my aunt was going through this, and she was strong enough to be there for me when I was also going through this. And my sisters, my dad, extending my gratitude to my cousins.
Yeah.
I have you are the best.
we really
I have a very strong, and the doctors.
Yeah. So it takes a team.
It's a team.
But I feel like even you as a person with this whole positivity and all that, you kind of attract what you are.
Yeah.
Because we can't come to you with negativity and you have a positive radiance. It's just like a shield or whatever, yeah. But you have mentioned God. God is really God. God.
Yeah, good. It's all good.
Let's take a general view now. What is that one thing I feel like? Because one thing myself I thought is that breast cancer can't happen to our age. Or breast cancer is this whole not diverse, but foreign thing for my age, and I know it's for people who are older. What are the myths of breast cancer that you might want to demystify today to our viewers?
Breast cancer. Okay, I've learned a lot ever since I was diagnosed. So, first of all, I learned that breast cancer is not an older people disease. Mostly, it gets older people, but it gets also young people like me.
Yeah.
And other people like the ones I go to hospital with. And also, it can be hereditary, but it's not always the case. But that does not also mean that the fact that there's no breast cancer in your family, you won't get. Sometimes it happens like genetic mutation goes wrong and you find yourself, you have breast cancer. And it's not a curse. You just have to get positive. I think, first of all, if you get good doctors, it's everything. Because those doctors are the ones that help you through, give you all this positivity.
Yeah.
And they show you, this one got breast cancer, she's okay, she's doing well. You also get there.
You will make it.
Yeah.
Because I also think about the mental health aspect of it. Because you're a young girl, and having to cope with all these things has something about your mental health been interfered with, or do you have this counseling that you have to go through before?
Okay, when I was first diagnosed, they took me to a private hospital.
Yeah.
There, the counseling and the therapy was not that. It was not that. Let's say, it was not that. We don't want to say serious, but it was not that much. When they moved me to the hospital I am going to now, the first thing they did, they even didn't know me that well, but the first thing they did, they took me to therapy.
Yeah.
They do that almost every 2 weeks. They call you, they talk to you, they try to find out where your mental state of mind is, what you're doing, what you're thinking. They try to carry you through that process and ask you how your treatment is doing, all those things. So I really thank God for the current hospital I'm going to, because when I'm there, I feel at home.
Yeah. So the environment you are at kind of influences the mindset you have. and the people who support you. Because if your family and friends are not supportive, I don't think this journey will be as simple. Okay, it's not as simple, but it gets easier with people around you.
Yeah.
Let's talk about how to know how to screen yourself as a person, as a lady. You have to do this often. Maybe you can take us through that, because I may not know.
Okay. Actually, they mostly do this during the Cancer Awareness Month, Breast Cancer Awareness Month. They talk about self-screening. Self-screening is very good. It is very important, but it is also advisable that older people to go for mammograms once a year.
Yeah.
But young people, like people below 30, they don't do mammograms for people below 30. They do ultrasound.
Oh, is there a reason to that?
I don't. Actually, the ultrasound was like, it wasn't clear. It's not unless they do the biopsy. But mostly the process is usually mammogram, then biopsy, or ultrasound, then biopsy.
Let's talk about self-screening.
Self-screening. You use your 3 fingers, not the pinky one and not the thumb.
Yeah.
The 3 fingers, and you feel around your breasts. It's supposed to be soft. Both breasts are supposed to be soft.
Yeah.
So if you feel any lump, they're usually roundish, and they are not mostly they are not painful, but they can also be painful.
They can vary.
They can vary depending on people. Like me, mine was not painful. Yeah.
Because I don't know, because after now your case and my aunt, I feel like now squeezing ninaguzanga nasikia literally kuna kitu. You know, like is it in your mind, or you literally feel it? You know, after that I feel like there are some veins over here that might make you feel like it's a lump. What do you like? It has to be round shape.
It is, and it moves a little, like it's not
stiff.
Yeah.
Stiff or everything.
Yeah, it moves a bit.
But people should do the treat. I think that you should go screening, and because ukishikwa mapema unapona.
Yeah, because early detection is usually the best solution to these things. By the way, all types of cancers actually, not just breast cancer. Early detection does it all. We can look at the likes of, to name a few, Beth Mugo.
Yeah.
These are the Chris Kirubi, which was early detection for them.
It will save a lot.
Yeah.
Let's go to normalizing this conversation in our society, because I feel like we weren't brought out to talk about this. I can run to my mom, mom, nasikia kitu hapa. I don't think we have normalized that conversation to young girls, to young ladies, and how to deal with it. Because naona kama now it's like this foreign concept. Now let me demystify it. Let me come learn about it. Because in your case, umekuwa na mtu amepitia that, so you might have an idea, but somebody is really clueless somewhere about lumps, about self-screening, about going to hospital for screening, all these things. Because the one thing I want to encourage us is, let's normalize these conversations. That way, you will have early detection, because you will feel something, you will say something. Because if you feel something and you can't say something, and or you're in a space that can't talk about it, then you see you'll have to kunyamazia story yako, and then it starts spreading to organs and becoming worse. Let's normalize that conversation. Also, you have had this whole treatment plan. Na watu wanasemanga kama una pesa, you know you know, kama huna pesa, this thing is actually really expensive. Because how has it been for you?
Cancer treatment is not a joke. Let's start from there.
Yeah.
But first of all, I think having an NHIF number is very important.
Yeah.
It's very important, especially when you live in Kenya. Not just for cancer treatment, but for also other when you need something from hospital treatments, but for cancer it's so expensive. But mostly there are also funds and everything that fund you, but mostly they don't fund a lot of people. But NHIF has been,
Having passed through all that, do you feel like the government has done enough for our health centers, our hospitals, and all these gadgets that you have to use? Do you feel like it has done enough? Because I personally don't feel like they have, because people out there are actually suffering.
Yeah, people out there. But if you go to hospitals, like where I go,
Yeah.
I actually feel the government is doing something. I don't know if it's because it's the most recent and biggest hospital in Eastern in Kenya, but it's
In terms of equipment,
it's the best in terms of equipment. KU Hospital is the best in terms of those things. People from all over the country come there for things like radiotherapy, CT scanning, all those machines. They have all those, and they also have the best doctors there, and people who understand and are ready to work with you through all the journey.
Because I feel like the government, in terms of equipment, I feel like they have done it, but in terms of healthcare, you're paying for, you know, how they did like AIDS and TB, and they have taken the whole burden to themselves, and they have this free treatment. Because if you think about one session, how much it cost, and somebody out there in like the village that can't afford that, it should be, personally I feel like it should be free. We should work around making it very affordable for citizens. You know how AIDS people, or people who are living with HIV and AIDS, you can get medicine for free. Why can't we work towards making it that you can actually get treatment for free? Because if you miss a session, it spreads, but you cannot attend a session without paying. So I feel like all this struggle is the one thing that we should work on. Finally, look at the camera. Somebody is actually passing through what you are. Tell them something.
I would say to somebody who is going through what I've been through, cancer is not a death sentence. Somewhere you get the hope, you get the motivation from your friends, from your family, and from people like me, and you are able to go through the whole process. And also God. Pray a lot, it helps, and eat well, it also helps. And also thinking about the future ahead of you makes you want to get there. So yeah.
Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you for
I wish you
having
all
me.
the best.
Thank you.
Thank you for gracing us with your presence. It has been Her Essence on Wema Online TV. That's Wema Online TV on all social media handles. And that's Wema TV, as the voice of hope.
Wema TV, the voice of hope.